Yeah, it's great. I was super pumped for him. He's a great guy. Younger guy, that I got along with right away. So I was super pumped to hear that news. And obviously, he's a great player. He's so valuable. You could put him anywhere. So yeah, definitely pumped to hear that.
Speaking of playing anywhere, you've got some time now recently on the second line on the top power play unit. How do you feel like you fit in there? It seems like obviously it's been pretty seamless.
Yeah. I mean, being a right-hander, it's easier. Like, I'm a shooter, so that's what I like doing. I do it all the time, so that's what I'm gonna stick doing. And obviously, the players I'm with, they're gonna make it so easy on me. So they're already talking to me on what I should do and what I shouldn't do. So I can't wait for the future. It should be fun.
On that, with all the talent on that top unit, I assume they have to remind you to shoot, because I'm sure you want to set guys like that up, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest thing is just keeping it simple. Like, obviously, you come on that unit, you want to, obviously, like you said, set guys up and make the pretty play. But oftentimes, it's the ugly play that works. So I think just keeping it simple is going to work.
Mackie, when you're playing without a guy like Matthew Tkachuk, it collectively takes the team stepping up to kind of fill that void. Where do you feel like you've been able to kind of elevate your game and maybe embrace a little bit more responsibility?
I think, obviously, like you said, missing him is huge. The aggressiveness, the physicalness, it's something I learned pretty quickly when I got here. So I think just kind of trying to play like him, it's really that simple. He's so hard to play against. You hear it all the time. Guys hate playing against him. So I think for me, just trying to, replicate that, be hard to play against, play physical, good defensively, and then I think offensive side is kind of my bread and butter, maybe I'd say. So I think that'll come easily. So I think the physicalness and all that other stuff is what I need to focus on.
I mean, it seems like when times get tough or there's a big moment, it seems like you elevate your game in those kinds of moments. I mean, how do you get the confidence to do that, especially just being a rookie?
I think it comes from, I'm just a competitor. I want to win. So, I guess it just brings it out of me. Even in the little games, in practice, like I want to win. So it's little things like that just add up. And, I try not to think about the pressure too much. I think it just, helps to not think about it. And, in the third period when the pressure's on, just do your thing. Like you're here for a reason. So, just focus on that.
The trade deadline, is this a fun time of year to be like with a team like the Panthers where you're not losing, you're not sellers, you're definitely buying, just to see gosh, who's coming next, that kind of thing?
Yeah, a little bit. It's interesting, but I think it's very exciting. Like, we're gearing up for playoffs, obviously, and we're a very good team, and obviously they're doing their best to make us better. So it's very exciting for sure.
And you were a first-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
You may be the last first-round pick in Panther history.
I know.
Answer to a trivia question.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, but I'm enjoying being here. Like it's so fun. The room in there is great. Guys gel like no one I've ever been around. So it's been so much fun, and looking forward to the future.
And just real quick, just going back to last year, you're in Charlotte and you're watching what the Panthers are doing, and now fast forward to a year. You glad you had that year in Charlotte to kind of just play, and
For sure.
It's helped, right?
Yeah, I think, like you said, just being able to play with no pressure and just grow as a person, as a player, it was huge for me. And I think it was big getting just like little glimpses of the NHL, and then being able to go back there and work on stuff that I wasn't very good at here. So I think it was huge for me. I think it was definitely valuable for me. A lot of guys come in that are young, think that the AHL is a bad thing. It's honestly the best thing for a young guy, and I enjoyed it. Charlotte was a great city, great team. I think it was huge for me. Cool logo. Yeah, it was great.
Along those lines,
Yep.
You got a lot of Michigan Wolverines in the game.
Yep.
Obviously tomorrow night.
Yep.
What did that college route, like if you had a young player asking you for some advice, maybe you do have that once in a while, would you recommend that college route?
For sure. Like any time of day, like it was, you play less games, which is different. But I think for a young person, you don't need to play 80 games a year. I think the extra time in the gym, in the classroom for me too was huge. So, yeah, I'd recommend college route any day of the week. I think you get so much more out of it on the ice, off the ice. It allows you to grow way more than I think other routes. So for sure.
You got to spend some time around the team as an ace over the past
Mhm.
couple of years during
Yep.
those cup runs. I mean, how does it feel to kind of be a part of it now, be a top six
Yeah.
forward on this team now, going into another playoff run here?
It's pretty cool. I have to pinch myself every once in a while because, I came in, and obviously, like you said, it's so cool what they've done the past few years in playoffs. It was so fun to watch, and I found myself up there, thinking like I wanna be out there, in the years to come. So it's definitely pretty cool to, see now that I'm a part of it. So I'm looking forward to it.
Mackie, coaches talked about the transition that a team goes through throughout the course of the year, where at the very beginning, the coaching staff is kind of running things,
Yep.
but then you see players kind of take over the bench.
Mhm.
How would you describe, especially knowing this is the final stretch before the playoffs,
Yep.
just kind of the communication that takes place on that bench
Mhm.
and almost kind of the players
Yeah.
kind of running things at this point in the
Yeah,
season?
you're right. I think guys get a lot more comfortable, and I think I'm one of those guys. I think you're spot on with that. As the year goes on, guys get more comfortable and in the system and in the locker room, I think. So, they kind of take on more of a role, I feel like, and, it's huge, so I'm definitely one of those guys that's gotten more comfortable. I think, on the bench, it's more talking, and obviously I've learned so much from the start of the year till now. So, yeah, it's been cool.
Thank you guys. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.